Today we're going to talk about 4 ways to strengthen your retirement plan no matter what age you're at. And number 1, the most important, I think this is the biggest, is get out of debt.
Right.
And carrying debt while you're working, if you can be disciplined, I believe isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. Debt creates wealth. It can, allow you to leverage your money to increase your overall portfolio and net worth. But as you get closer to retirement, the goal is to wind down that debt and pay off as much as you can, including the mortgage. It's interesting, John, according to Yahoo News, 71% of retirees report carrying debt into and throughout their retirement. Mm-hmm. That is amazing statistic to me, and not a good one. Mm-hmm. You really need to start paying off that debt. Most common types of debt carried by retirees, credit card debt, 49%. Yeah. Right, that is a total lack of discipline if you're carrying that amount of debt going into your retirement years. Mortgages, 24%. Car payments, that's an automatic. Got to get rid of those car payments moving into retirement. Be able to plan for that. The last 5 years, make sure that you have 2 new vehicles if you're married, and that those cars get paid off before you get into the retirement years. Medical bills, sometimes unavoidable, 18%. I love this. If you can enter retirement debt-free, your fixed income doesn't have to be paying for your past.
Right.
And that's a big one, because the more you can lower your out-of-pocket expenses, the more you're increasing your cash flow and not paying for somebody else's enjoyment.
Yeah, and I tell you, when you think about credit card debt right now, credit card debt in America is at an all-time high. And what comes along with that is the interest rate cycle we're in. That means interest rates on that credit card debt being carried by younger people, and in particular retirees, to your point, it's costing you more right now.
They're sky high right now.
They're sky high. So number 2 is to know your number. Know what number you need to hit prior to retirement to live out your retirement dreams. You want to consider your lifestyle. Inflation is a big deal right now. Taxes, that's an even bigger deal with the kind of debt that we have in our country right now, $32 trillion. That's going up every single day, which means your responsibility to pay that debt, it's not going to be just the top 5%. If you think that, you don't understand simple math. The bottom line is taxes are going to be going up on everyone, including retirees. And I would say when you talk about knowing your number, that you need to be above your number, because you're going to have market cycles where the market goes down. You're going to have periods of higher inflation. So you want to know your number and have some margin there to allow for disruptions in the economy, high inflation and things of that nature. And when you talk to a lot of people and you say, have you planned out how much you need and what that looks like? They don't know that number, which is a big deal.
Well, and if you don't know how to know your number, then you probably shouldn't be doing it on your own.
Right.
And you need to seek out professional advice to help you understand what all of that means. So don't go at this blind. Make sure that you're seeking advice from people that actually know what they're talking about. We can go over these videos and give you a lot of great information, but the amount of knowledge that we've acquired over 20 years, roughly for me, John, about 30 years for you, you can't get that overnight. And so if you haven't spent the time to develop your own knowledge base in this stuff, go find someone that can help you. And that goes to reviewing your portfolio annually. You should be reviewing your investments at least on an annual basis, maybe more than that. And if you go, well, I look at my investments every single year, that's not reviewing them. Mm-hmm. Do you know how you're allocated, how those specific investments are performing in today's environment? If you don't know that, don't know how to do that, again, go get professional advice. Be willing to pay, because ultimately what you pay should enhance and increase your overall rate of return, because you're getting advice that's specific, it's relevant, and it helps you know where you're at, where you're headed, and to get to that know your number, that item number 2. And then lastly, John, planning ahead for taxes, right? That's You kind of hit that at a high level, but that's a big one.
Yeah, I tell you, one of the things we do when we review portfolios is we do what's called a stress test. So if you're in this market, you know what your risks are. That's one of the things Beacon Capital Management does that you should demand your current advisor does, or let us do it for you. We do a tax analysis too, because the bottom line is really don't care what your political silo is. Money's green, it's not red or blue, and the tax bill that's coming your way could leave you black and blue. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous the amount of taxes that are coming down the pipe for people. Massive tax increases, in our opinion. General David Walker, former comptroller of the United States, estimates, and he served both Democrat and Republican administrations, that taxes could be 70%. If you think that it's just going to be the Warren Buffetts and the Bill Gates, the top 5%, they're going to pay that tax bill, in my opinion, no offense, you're delusional. You haven't done simple math. You may need to go back and take that, because the bottom line is taxes are going to be going up on everyone. The thing is, are you going to do something about it? Are you going to take control of how you pay taxes, because you really can do that? Or are you just going to kind of hope for the best? That is not where you want to be. The tax issue, along with all these other things we're talking about, forget the economy. Yes, that's important. The economy goes through cycles. The market will recover. But that $32 trillion debt's not going anywhere, and you better plan for that.
And currently, John, with $4 trillion of new spending on the table, that's going to naturally bring taxes up. And if you don't think taxes are going up in this country, send me a comment below. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation and help me understand why we should believe that taxes are going to stay the same or go down in this country.
So, folks, thanks for watching Retirement Talk. We really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and you can always go to retirementtalk.com for more information.